down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it.
Kick the chocks out from under the wheels. Flaps up. No offense, Margaret. Contact. We're off. Rum, rum.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Oh, what heights will hit? On with the show, this is it.
The doctor is in. My door just opened, which means my Chihuahua / editor-in-chief just came in the door. Mark, to answer your question, the music at the front part of my little intro is Breakout by Fraley's Comet with Todd Howarth on vocals. Well worth a listen. Hey, Shep. What is going on? Good to see you, buddy. This is an impromptu little thing I'm doing today. I don't even have my YouTube pulled up, and I need to because I wanted to share this with a friend who's in the hospital, and I wanted to see if I could cheer her day up a little bit. On with the show, this is it. Just on my wee little hail, Stephen B, good to see you. Sorry, I'm trying to do more than one thing at once. Good to see everybody. All right, then I go over here to this, and then without boomering it up, I do this, and I do this. I'll wait for it to populate. Think of all the terms we use now that 40 years ago, I'm waiting for it to populate. I got to back up this file. I mean, just think of all that. There she is. All right, let's get this out there. So this to this to this. All right, sent. I feel as though I have accomplished something already. So Boldcat is Stephen B, and I'm gonna pin the link here in just a minute and invite some folks in to just come and hang out. It's been a long time since I just streamed just on my channel, my cozy little corner of the interwebs, and hoorah, hoorah! Every time I talk to a Marine or an FMF sailor, it just takes me right on back, Shep. I get in that mode. My voice even changes, and I want to start talking like I did back when I was rolling with the Devil Dogs. So had some things going on that I want to talk about before I open this up. Let me close this door 1 second. Before I open up and just do the hangout part and just chill for a little while. This is personal, but it's fairly well known, and it's not a secret. My beloved Tacy has a very rare form of cancer. It's called polycythemia vera. It's a blood cancer. And it was caught so early that very little had to be done to treat it. Well, not long ago, a week and a half ago, they had to start her on, it's chemo. That's what it is. It's a pill she has to take every day. And it suppresses bone marrow function in certain ways that I don't understand. Even though I have a medical education, I never studied oncology or virology or any of that stuff. I was trauma mostly, diagnostics. And it's rough. It's been rough on her. And it takes a lot of my attention away from other stuff because she and my son are the most important people in my world. And so she's always going to be my priority, more than my book, more than my painting, art, any of that stuff. She's the priority. The very next week, which will be early last week, within just a few moments of one another, I have two very good friends. They're both best friends. One is Kim. She and I went to college together. My counseling practice was rented from her uh, upstairs, and I rented her upstairs, I should say, to for my counseling practice, and we've been best buddies forever. Well, she's been in the hospital for a month now with a very stubborn pulmonary edema, that's swelling in the lungs, fluid in the lungs. Bless her heart, she's huffing oxygen, and she's bedridden, and she's got two beautiful daughters. One of them's one of my art students, and I love her to death. So Kim, I hope you tune in. I hope you see this. Just come hang out, and I hope I can entertain you a little bit as you're. I couldn't imagine you guys. I don't know if you can being stranded in a freaking hospital bed for a month. And you're not in a coma. You're awake. I might trim my mustache crooked again. Dadgummit. Anyway, and then a few moments later, my other best friend, I have three best friends. Two of the three who I'm talking about is Christine. Christine is my partner in the art school. She's my protege. I trained her from not being able to do a thing with a paintbrush to where she's about to complete her masterpiece. And that gives you your mastership as a painter and allows you to teach people that are journeymen or apprentices. Uh, she's a phenomenal human being. She was a partner in the gallery that I was curator at. Well, they found a tumor on her breast, and she's got the elevated white blood cell count. So now she's on track to go and see the specialists. And so it's just been some very dear friends and people that I love have gotten whammied. And I make no secret of the fact that I'm a Christian. I'm not a great one. I'm not perfect. I have a foul mouth. I smoke too much. But on the whole, I am a person of faith. And so if you are to, I would appreciate your prayers for Tacey, for Kim, and for Christine, that God will just move in their lives and glorify himself however he chooses to do so. So yeah, that's kind of, that's a little sad to start out on, but I wanted to get it out there, get it out of the way. I hate it when that goes out. I smoke too much. Just saying. Wake up every morning and I have to cough for like a half hour to barf up that hamster that gets down in your lungs, and then I'm good for a little while. Um, but it's Halloween. Hail Vic, hail Vic. I hope you caught what I just said because I'm not going to repeat all of that about some very dear people going through some very rough stuff right now, and I covet prayers. Vic, also congratulations on your funding for Beowart. Very happy for you. I'm going to drop the link here in just a minute, but not quite yet because there's a topic going around uh, in one of the chats that I was in, and it's funny because it echoes before I even stumbled into the independent comics movement, what we were talking about in the fine art movement, and that is gatekeeping versus cancel culture. What's the difference? Well, there is a very clear difference. Like, this is my channel. I can gatekeep it. Just like I can open and close my front door and let in whoever the heck I want into my house. I do the same thing here with my studio. Hey, James Hayes, good to see you. And thank you very much for your prayers. I covet them. I appreciate them. Um, that's just you protecting your thing. Now, I'm not trying to gatekeep a whole industry and say you can't be a part of this. No, no. I'm just saying the gate around my property is manned. Okay. The gate is locked. I will let you in if I like you. If I let you in and you puke on the floor or shit on the floor, I'm going to show you the door. It's just the way it works. Cancel culture is a whole different thing. That's where the gatekeeping crosses over with cancel culture. That's the kind of gatekeeping that says because you have certain social or political or religious views, I not only don't want you in my world, I want you to not have your own world. I want to erase you. And we've been seeing a lot of that going on. We've all seen it. Some of us have experienced it. Yeah, yeah. Live and let live, but go sleep somewhere else. Go sleep and eat somewhere else if we don't jive. Yeah. The cancel culture that I experienced, and I didn't even know it was a thing, y'all. By the way, I'm going to show you guys the new trailer for Pariah Blood and Mud here in just a moment. It has some new images and some new music that I'm really tickled with. I didn't know cancel culture was a thing. I was busy doing my thing, as a counselor, and then I'm working in fine art. And in 1 year, I've told the story before, so I'll be very quick with it. I was the curator of and founder of a fine art gallery, and we mean a high-end fine art gallery. We're talking about, you know, black tie and wine and cheese opening nights with musicians and all that stuff. Beautiful art everywhere on the walls. I named it. I found the building. I contracted all of the artists. I built up. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate your prayers. I built it up. I made a working business model that got them into the black immediately. At the same time, I stood up an art movement here locally in the area where I'm at. That became an art association that just exploded. It was huge. Qualifications to be in it was be in the geographic area and to either be a professional working artist or aspiring to be a professional working artist. That was it. And then the third thing I did was I started the second Saturday art walk. I went to the city here, met with the government, and I talked to them, and I got permission for no taxes, no vendor fees, no permits necessary. Second Saturday, come set up, sell your art. I did all that in 1 year. And then after I did that, I was canceled by a blue-haired land whale for being toxic and gatekeeping. And I was stunned. I'm like, what? And I mean from all three. One of the gallery partners cannibalized the other one. For all my work that I had done in that gallery, I had free display on the wall. A big section of the wall was mine forever. They took my art down, put it in plastic garbage bags, and stored it in their damp basement without bothering to tell me. I had to find out. I mean, that's how savage it was. That's canceling. Gatekeeping, no, that's not that. Gatekeeping was me telling an individual that, no, you can't do paint by numbers and expect to hang in this gallery. No, you cannot vomit on a canvas, lacquer it, and call it art. I'm not doing that with you. That's for another universe. That's not for my world. Right? So that was gatekeeping. That was not me saying you can't have a career somewhere else. That was just saying not here. Hey, Pops, good to see you. So having said that, currently Frog G and our friend Mike Barron are being shadow banned on Indiegogo. Now, Ethan addressed some of that this morning, but I only caught it in passing. I saw he was on live. So when I was up early this morning, I turned it on, had it on in the background, not sitting down and watching, doing things, making coffee, helping Tasty get ready for work, getting myself set up for my day's worth of drawing and what all the other ridiculous stuff an artist does for a living. So I'm doing that. And he was saying something about EIC numbers or EIN numbers. I don't know any of that stuff. So I don't know. If you guys have more info on it, you let me know, and I'll be glad to tell you, or I'll be glad to hear from you about it. I don't know. All I know is right now, as it stands, Frog G, the most generous and fastest wrench in the West, is shadow banned, and the legendary Mike Barron is shadow banned. So on that note, what I'd like to do for you guys, if you'd like to see it, is I have my new trailer up for the sign up on Pariah Blood and Mud. The page has been reworked. Anthony and I got in there, did some work. And the campaign is slated for the end of February to launch. We are now going to be doing the book as a trilogy rather than the one huge book because it's just cost prohibitive. Right now, man, it's hard to afford a gallon of gas, let alone extra money for comic books. So we're going to do it that way to make it more affordable for everybody. So on that note, let's play the trailer.
imagine your rock and roll to national soul. That's and the one doing it, time you pay the toll. Doesn't matter what you say or the action that you take. This is done without your will for the problems that you made. You're the night of the trust house, the paranoid legions all around you. Different things you cannot change in the darkness that's inside you.
I like that trailer. And I'm not a fan of trailers that go over a minute, but yeah, it's me. So let me tell you guys a little bit about the music, which I'm also proud of. The first part, the slow part, was written and performed by me, recorded by my son, who is also a musician and a heck of an engineer. And it's a piece of music that I wrote years ago, and I just never did anything with it. It's got a second part to it that's faster, but I didn't have the ability to record all of that. It required a full band. So I knew what I was looking for and what I wanted. So if you go on YouTube and you look up Damage, and that's Damnage, it's an old metal band from the early 80s from Atlanta. And they were friends of mine. The lead singer is dead now. His name was Troy Barlow. Uh, but the bass player is still living, and he's a pal. So I told him what I wanted to do. Could I please use this particular song? Because that passage at the end I really wanted. I don't know if you could understand the lyrics, but it says, "Your denial ensures my survival. Bring your legions down around you. Accept the things you cannot change in the darkness that's inside you." Oh, that's very suitable for my book. So I contacted him. He said, "Yeah, go with it." So thank you, Steve. I really appreciate you allowing me to use that outstanding segment of music from you. Uh, so I'm proud of it. Guys, Pariah is coming along swimmingly. Breaking the book into three parts requires, obviously, I got to do some redraws and some edits because, the sine wave initially looks like that for a story, right? Well, now it's got to do this in three waves. So I have to have that work, which requires a lot of redraws. So I'm doing that for the first book of the trilogy. I think I'm just going to call it Volume 1 or Chapter 1, not Issue 1, Chapter 1. That's good. Book 1. Book 1 or chapter. Somebody tell me in the chat. Whoa. Hello, Tree Goblin. What's up, Q? Good to see you guys. You guys tell me in the chat. Volume, chapter, book 1, Chapter 1, Volume 1. Tell me. Just don't want it to be Issue 1. Hey, Andy A. Thanks. Oh, you saw it. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing those pages. What was funny was Rex and I had two characters, uh, two of his appear in that book, and I have two almost identical characters in my book. And Steven says, call it volume 1. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Um, so we had a gentleman's agreement. Let's say we both had these intellectual properties. They just look a lot alike. Their origins are very different. But it's like we'll have a gentleman's agreement that we're not stepping on anybody's toes here. So having the opportunity to draw yet another swamp monster. I love swamp monsters. I love them. Um, so getting the opportunity to draw yet another one uh, as a protagonist was awesome. I loved it. So I think the pages turned out pretty good. Is it stapled or glued? I think we're going to do the what's called perfect binding, Andy, on the first one. I don't know what that means. Because here's a confession. I have not collected comics since the 90s, and I'm talking about the early 90s. I think I stopped in 94. Um, as a matter of fact, the last thing I remember collecting was the Avengers during the Steve Epting run on the Avengers, which was really good. The art was amazing. The story was okay. It didn't do it for me like the Korvac saga did back in the day. But I stopped collecting, and I was working in comics back then. Oh, glued, then call it a. I assume you mean volume, and and if it's stapled, call it issue. That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Um, I don't though collect any right now. I've had offers of people. Let me send you this. Let me send you that. And my one of my third best friend, Charles. Some of you guys met him here on the channel. He's a Uber collector. He's got. He measured the weight of his collection at 3 tons when he moved because they charged him by the pound when he moved across town with his U-Haul. Um, Comes out to about 35,000 comics. I don't want anything in here to creep into my talent worm and come out of my hand onto the page. I don't want to be influenced by someone else's work. Um, it happens to every artist. We're all influenced by somebody, but you don't want to inadvertently start aping somebody or ripping on somebody's style. I don't know if that happens to other artists. It happens to me. Send them to you. Um, so I didn't want anyone else's stuff creeping out through my pencil onto my pages. So I said no, thank you. I have announced in a couple of places after Pariah Blood and Mud. The next project I'm going to be doing is a public domain character called the Heap. He was the progenitor of all the swamp monsters before there was Man Thing and before there was Swamp Thing. Yeah, Swamp Thing. There was the Heap, and very hokey character. Excuse me, I got a cough. Before those guys, there was the Heap, and he was hokey looking, and not sure I'm on board with his origin story, but it's public domain, and I am going to be doing the Heap, and I'm going to just rock that book because I loves me a swamp monster, y'all. I'm just saying. So let me do this. Let me throw the link out there, and let's just chill and have a little conversation for a little while. And I'm doing all of this just to entertain my friend Kim, who is laid up in the hospital. Can't go. I can't even wrap my brain around the amount of boredom uh, that she has to be going through. You know what I'm saying? Let me pin the link here. It's my channel. I can pin it if I want to. Oh no, I'm signed on. I'm signed on as Christopher Blaylock Fine Art. That is not who I am currently broadcasting as. So let me switch over to the doctor. I was like, I didn't give myself permission. I didn't even wrench myself. Let's try that again. No, I don't want to do that, Google. All right, now we can do that. There's that. All right, the link is pinned at the top if you want to pop in. She can join us for the game streams. She doesn't game. She's not a gamer. She doesn't enjoy that kind of stuff. Um, she's a nut, though. I'll tell you that. We have an interesting origin to our friendship. Kim and I met in college on Valentine's Day. I had just broken up with a girlfriend, and I was really pissed off, man. I was thinking about quitting college because she worked there. I worked at the college also, and I was the curriculum lab director, and she worked for the executive director. So I was gonna just screw it, man. I'll transfer to another school just to get away from her. Kim comes walking in. We knew each other from class, but we weren't tight. And she said, "What's this bullshit about you leaving school? Come on, let's go eat." So we went out to eat, went back to her place. Nothing romantic at all. We just watched funny movies, laughed our asses off, and had a good time. And we were just best friends from then on. So Kim is very dear to me. She is, as I said, guys that don't know, she's in the hospital with severe pulmonary edema. Like 30 pounds of fluid they have drained out of her since she's been there. Um, she's wheelchair ridden now. She's strapped to the oxygen, huffing on that. So pray for her. Pray for my friend Christine. They found the lump in her breast, and it is a cyst. She has the elevated white blood cell count. She's going to be going to see the specialist, and then, of course, my beloved Tacy has a very rare blood cancer, and she has had to start on basically chemo at home, and it's been just kicking her down pretty bad. And she's the love of my life. So I really would appreciate your prayers for these lovely ladies, the most important women in my life. And on that note, I'm going to bring in a buddy, a pal, a fellow artist and creator, Mr. Stephen B.
Hey,
What's going on, bud?
uh, well, it's Halloween, and right now I'm working on one of the pages.
Working on pages, because that's what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't get to dress up and go trick or treating. We're busy chained to the drawing board like Igor in the bell tower. Yes, mister, I draw. Oh, man. So, what are you guys in the chat? What are you guys doing for Halloween? Tell me about it. Are you going to do anything tonight, Stephen?
Mm, I'm either going to be watching some scary movies
Mm,
or handing out candy. I don't know.
mm.
I'm trying to get back into live streaming.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it when I have so many tabs open and I get lost trying to get back to here to StreamYard. I mean, it's another work day for us. So there's we're going to put some candy out on the foyer with a help yourself sign, but Tacey goes to bed before the sun goes down because we both get up at 4:35 in the morning. Nothing out of the ordinary for you, Vic. Um, oh, and I also meant to say I'm not going to call out a name, even though everybody knows he didn't ask me to do it, and I don't have his permission to do it. But we all know a good friend of ours here in the indie comic movement. His wife recently passed from cancer, and so my prayers for you, buddy. I know you know who you are. My prayers are with you. It's just been a rough time. Been a very rough time for a lot of folks. The economy is just in the toilet. It hadn't been this bad since the 70s. Um, uh, a lot of people are hurting for money. A lot of people are hurting for employment. A lot of people are hurting physically, spiritually, mental health. So folks are hurting. And the cool thing, Stephen B, is we're in the business of bringing people a smile. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? We add a little bit of joy. And that's what I hope I'm able to do with my book. And I'm sure the other creators do. We certainly don't want you to get our product and go, well, that was horrible. We want you to come away with a good experience.
Yeah. Right now, I got the new book in, but the thing is, the printing got messed up. So now I gotta work with them on fixing it.
What happened to it? This is your
This
proof copy.
no, this isn't the proof copy. This is the actual book,
Oh,
and I'll show you what happened. The dialogue missing on some of the pages, and
oh
yeah,
no.
yeah, that's my screw up. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get them on time as I wanted to. But
So what? So what's the fix?
uh, I went back to the file. I fixed it to where the dialogue is now showing,
Okay,
and I'm working with the printing company to print another batch.
they're going to do another run for you. Are they going to charge you?
Uh, we're working on that. They've been generous to give me a bit of a discount
Okay.
since I've been working with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's just terrible, man. So basically, what
Yeah.
happened was you forgot to send the finished file with a text in it.
Well, I thought it was finished,
Uh,
and and without double checking, triple checking, or quadruple checking,
yeah, yeah,
I sent it out. to
yeah.
team.
Who's your Who's your editor, Stephen?
Huh?
Who's your editor?
Me.
Fire him. Fire him right now.
But yeah,
Always work with an editor. I have a shadow editor on my book. He doesn't want his name out there because he's not doing comics professionally anymore, but he has in the past. So I trust him. And I also have two other friends. Pops is one of them. Pops can spot a typo in a dictionary from across the room. So he's going to do the grammar check and spelling check and the punctuation check for me. And then I've got my buddy who is going to edit for me. Yes, find an editor. That way, Stephen, when something like that happens, you got somebody else to blame. That's really their only purpose.
but I am going to trash the mistakes. But I'm going to keep one of them as a reminder to be like, don't do that again.
No, put them on the campaign and say, hey, for an extra $1, you can get one of the screw ups. You can get the blooper reel. Turn a buck on them. Who knows?
I haven't thought about that.
People might buy them. See, that's what editors do.
Yeah, that's going to get fixed.
Say that's a great idea, Doc. I'm going to think about that.
I'll think about that.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Doc. I'll think about that.
That's a great idea. No, I got to think about that.
It's the blooper reel. Because why not? After all, which stamps are the valuable ones? The screw ups. Which coins are the valuable ones? The screw ups.
Screw ups.
There you go. Pop says it's a great idea. I have Mistake Comics, a few of them. I had one, and this was when I was too young to really know anything at all about keeping a comic book for posterity. It's 1975 or 6. Somebody tell me in the chat when Captain America Mad Bomb came out. I had the misprint one where the very last page ad with the sea monkeys is upside down and cut in half, and it has some overflow text from the soapbox in the back of it. It was a screw up. They were never meant to be shipped out, and somehow they got shipped, and I got one. Didn't hurt the story, so I didn't think anything about it. I was a kid. What I know,
Yeah.
Wish I had it now.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. I think I might do that on the Second Chance campaign.
Or here's another one you can do. This would be awesome. You charge a F-ton of money for an individual screw up where you go in and manually put in the text. Cut and paste the old school way. But limited, because that's a lot of work. So say 2 of those, limited time only. I will go in and I will just write it in there, complete with my own little notes.
Just have the speech bubbles taped on there. Like,
how thick would that book be? Hey, Shadowhawk, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. See, this is the point in every stream that I come to, ladies and gentlemen, where the coffee in the cup has gotten low and it's getting cold. You know what that means?
Go get more coffee.
I got to go get more coffee, which means Stephen B., take the reins for just a minute. Tell everybody about your book while I go and warm up my coffee.
Well, I am working on right now. I'm not working on Crypts and Legends, but I am working on another book called Rev. And Rev is this speedster that out of everyone else in the city, he's the only one who wasn't born with the powers he has. And because of that, he becomes public enemy number 1. And I'm working on that right now, which I'll show right here. And that to the part where you meet the character yet. but I am getting close to it. And if you haven't seen, where's that portfolio thing? There it is. For those who haven't seen Rev, this is him. This is the cover of issue 1. That I plan on. I plan on. I plan on having it as issue 1. And here are some of the pages.
Which look amazing, by the way, Stephen B. You just keep getting better, man.
Well, I drew this a while ago.
Thank you, Doc.
And the atmosphere of the city that I wanted was that it's set in the modern times, but because the city is owned by one person, like it's literally built and made because this guy built the whole city.
Wow. So it's going to look very uniform because it's all to his taste.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a city that thrives on progress. But here's the kicker. The guy that owns the city, not only does he own the city, but he also owns the underworld crime. He owns everything.
Yep. One of those.
But the one thing that he doesn't have, that he wants more than anything, is powers, and he wasn't born with them.
Oh, say no more. We know how this is going to
go. So when he learns, hey, there's a superhero who wasn't born with powers, but somehow he still got them. He becomes public enemy number 1, and everyone that's dressed in this kind of cyberpunk uniform is gunning for him.
Right on. Very cool. Hey, real quick, we got a lot of folks that have joined us since I kicked off the stream. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to play the sign-up trailer for Pariah Blood and Mud again. That cool with you guys? Because I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, man.
That is probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
I'm not worthy of your praise, sir. Thank you very much. Very kind words. I appreciate it. I love the hell out of it. I do. The music rocks.
I'm trying to teach myself some new tricks. Because I have the Adobe software, and is I learned that there's this program called Adobe After Effects
Hmm.
where, all right, do you remember seeing stuff like a logo appearing from Ash
Hmm. Hmm.
or or a or a movie title appearing from I don't know, lights or sand?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what After Effects does.
Oh, see, I can't do that stuff, but I've got pretty damn good timing with chopping stuff up and putting it together. So that's my
I'm
strength.
trying to teach myself how to do it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
look, literally just a couple of few months ago, I was begging a friend of mine, please come edit some videos for me because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. But I just buckled down and I made myself learn. I did a bunch of intro videos for people, just clipping pop culture stuff together with some music and some one liners and whatever. And it was fun to do, but it was a great learning experience for me. So I really enjoyed it. Let me do me a favor, guys. Share the stream out. What's up, Pale Rider? Good to see you as well. I am indeed still alive. Um, I did just talk to Kim. She was in occupational therapy, so she can't jump in with us right now. People say the slurping is bad. Listen, let me explain something to you folks. Okay. Hot coffee is meant to be slurped. Sorry. It would be poor etiquette not to. Do you feel what I'm saying to you right now? So, Halloween has never been a big thing for me since my kids got grown. Even my grandkids are past that stage now. So, pardon me. Don't make me laugh when I've got smoke and coffee in my lungs at that moment. This morning, oh, I was going to finish with saying, Halloween stopped being a big deal. Damn, man, as soon as I turned the air off, it got hot again. Um, um, so, we haven't really done anything. And for the last couple of years, we haven't even given out candy. We just turn the lights off, go to bed. But, over the last year, well, not a lot, 3 new families have moved into our little subdivision neighborhood here. And they have kids that are that age. So I'm going to give out candy tonight for the first time in forever. And hope they have a wonderful time. We haven't decorated or anything because yeah, it's just too much work. Um, and I'm afraid to, because my lovely Tacy is like most of you guys' moms or wives or girlfriends. If you give them an inch, they'll take the whole pumpkin spice latte mile. So I don't want to do that. I can't live with it. I don't like the Christmas tree going up until after Thanksgiving. So I don't even want to hear about any of that stuff. Do you guys deal with that, chat? Anybody? Anybody? Talk to Goose. Talk to me, Goose. But I was going to say, in addition to that, this morning while
I
I was
think
getting, yeah,
I think our tree goes up like a little bit before Thanksgiving, or I don't know,
that's just
or
wrong.
or or, or probably just right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving, fine. That's wonderful. Um, this morning, Stephen, as I was setting up to draw, I went into I don't draw in my studio here. This is my painting studio. Everything in this room is painting stuff. I know it looks like a bomb went off in here, but it's all art supplies. There's canvases, there's frames, there's paints, a huge row of paints over there. I don't know if you can see. Uh, Pale Rider says, I have my sniper position on the roof all going to be shooting paintballs at the little bastards. Just make sure they're pumpkin spice paintballs. That way none of the parents will get mad. I mean, the dad might get mad, but the mom will go, no, he smells wonderful. So anyway, I draw in the den where the
That
widescreen
part is like
TV
probably
is.
happening.
Yeah. Um, and, I can put something on background. As a matter of fact, I have a whole YouTube channel that I made for myself, or in the library section, that's just called Workflow. It's old whiskey blues and stuff that just plays in the background while I draw. So anyway, I'm set up in there to draw. Well, I went in there this morning, and my big goofy puppy, whose name is Moxie. She is a year old this month. She is half pit bull, half lab. She's got the web feet. She's got the floppy ears, the sweet disposition. She was born with a nub. She doesn't have a whole tail. It's like, well, we didn't do that, y'all. So we didn't box that tail. But the pit bull in
Box
her
the tail.
is the constant chewing. Yeah, the nub, little nubby tail. Um, uh, the lab in her, she will fetch anything, and she's a frisbee dog. I've always wanted a frisbee dog. I throw a frisbee, she'll go get it. She'll bring it back. She hasn't quite learned to get it out of the air yet. She tries. We'll work on it. But the pit bull in her won't let go of it when she brings it back. It's so the key phrase I have taught this dog is don't bite. That means don't put things in your mouth you're not supposed to. So uh, that's anything. That was getting in the trash. That was when we first got her. She ate 2 sets of headphones, 3 or 4 cell phone charging cords. Not cheap stuff. And as a matter of fact, this is a very cheap headset I'm wearing. I had a very nice, expensive mic and headset. It's gone. Uh, so the phrase we used was "don't bite." That just means don't put your mouth on things you're not supposed to. And she knows it, but it's like she's like a victim to her mouth. It's like, Daddy, this thing under my nose, it just grabs stuff. Well, when I went in there this morning to draw, she had my pink pearl eraser. Where is it? Here it is. Um, my little pink pearl eraser. She had it, and she didn't see me coming, and she was cavorting with it. Now, cavorting is a very specific thing with a dog. That's that idiotic, goofy, happy dance they do where they throw things up and they catch it themselves. And I came walking in the living room, and she didn't hear me coming. She turned around and saw me, and she went, blah, just dropped it. And I said, don't bite. And as soon as I said it, she flipped on her back and went, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, please don't kill me. I love you so very much right now. And of course, you can't stay mad. And pink pearls are only, a couple of bucks. So it's not terribly damaged. I've already gotten all the little teeth prints off of it and everything, but it was just funny. Even my dog is trying to cancel me, is what I'm saying. Oh, no. I said, no, I will absolutely address that.
What?
Pop said, you didn't say hi to me. Of course I say hi to you, Pops. Every day we hang out and we say hi. Pops is my brother. It's how we roll. And Stephen B is my little brother, who is an artist who just keeps getting better. And I love that you were using that reference just then too.
Well, well, in this scene, I don't think there's any harm in showing more show and tell.
Wait, say it again.
I said, I said, I don't think there's any harm in show and tell. Right?
No. We're all about show and tell.
So in the scene I was drawing, this thing wrapped around her, and it's gonna give her a nasty shock.
Okay, all right.
That's the.
So now, when we're looking at those images, are those your 11 by 17s that are going into the book? Okay.
They're 11 by 17s.
And you actually have a binder for them?
Yeah, I do the best I can to try to keep track.
Listen.
Where I'm at.
Don't make me feel even worse about my unorganized self.
Well,
I have the dining room table, the kitchen table, all the chairs.
Unorganized? Look. Where's all that paper right there?
I have pages broken into scenes, but also broken into stages of development everywhere. And the wife has said, many times she says this, honey, you have a studio. I'm like, yeah, right now the whole house is my studio.
Yeah.
She has reserved unto herself only the bedroom. Thou shalt not bring artwork into the bedroom. So I
Yeah.
don't.
I can already tell that people are loving this page right here.
Oh yeah, that looks great. I love that. I've only professionally done one double page spread, Stephen, and didn't know how to do it, by the way. And there was no internet, no YouTube, no nothing. My publisher slash writer of the comic I was working on that called for that page was clueless how it was done. I got very lucky. I contacted my inker, and by the way, this was back when your long distance phone bill cost more than a car payment uh, from networking with your creative team.
Mm-hmm.
Called him. His name is Merle Fager. Merle, if you're listening to this at any point, please come ink for me again. Incredible inker, lived in Kansas. I called him and I asked him, and he walked me through how to set up the page to do the double page spread because I had no clue. I was like, wait a minute, there's a white margin here somewhere. How do you draw through the white margin and still maintain the white margin? That inner margin, the seam between the two pages, I could not wrap my brain around how that would work. Pardon me, I got a cough again.
One thing I learned from drawing, actually, I learned this from one of my favorite artists,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Lee.
Mm-hmm.
and this is when they were doing that I think it was called Marvel Greats or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hey Gabe, good to see you, buddy.
Well, he was explaining his process, and he says that whenever he's drawn the full body,
Uh-huh.
he never starts with the head first.
No, I don't either.
He always starts with the torso.
Yes, me too.
And goes from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and before this, I always started with the head. I don't know why, but I did, and I think my drawings looked kind of wonky at the time. But when I saw a different way to do it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, this is better.
Yeah. When I teach art, so what I teach my guys, like in painting especially, I say this: you are not painting a tree, you are not painting a flower, you are putting a pigment on a flat surface to represent a flower or a tree. Keep that in mind. They're just shapes. That's how, and Monet actually thought the same way. He said, when I paint, he said, I don't see trees or this. I see a squiggle of pink, a blob of blue. He painted what he saw in terms of just blocking in colors, and they created the shape. And that's why he was so gifted about capturing light. Hey, what's going on, Gabe?
Hello. How is
What's up? I love the avatar, man.
Appreciate it. I too am an artist, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
By artist, I mean I stole someone's picture and drew a pencil mustache on it. With I think I use paint as my preferred application of choice, but it works.
Now, did you add the shades also?
No, I actually found it like that. And I was like, you know what, this picture encompasses who I am. I just need a pencil mustache.
Yes, I wish I had a pencil thin mustache.
I wish I was this creative to be able to do this. I know that the sunglasses are. I think this is actual person in history. I don't know who, but the sunglasses were definitely there, and the mustache is all mine.
So he went from being a Victorian era gentleman to just a suave ass millennial.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you just have to be like that. Channeling my inner John Waters. That's what I do.
with the Elvis shades and the Boston Blackie mustache. How can you go wrong, man? All you need now is some spats.
Yeah.
What does the song say? I wish I had a two-tone Ricky Ricardo jacket and an autographed picture of Andy Devine. Oh man,
Encompassing me all together. I love it.
yes. Just for the record, Jimmy Buffett, in fact, stole my life, bastard.
Wait, he stole it?
Hmm.
Secretly, or just was he like tailing you? Like, how did that work?
I was meant to be the rich beach bum. He took that away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
That seems like something Jimmy Buffett would do. And then probably throw it in a margarita maker and then sell it on Amazon. Seems like something he would do.
Yeah. I was watching a bartender. I don't know if you guys ever watch How to Drink. The guy's got a funny channel where he just makes drinks and he has different themes. And he went to a Margaritaville restaurant and got their Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville margarita. And he brought it back with him to his studio and he tasted it and it was terrible. He said, this is not worthy of Jimmy Buffett. I'm going to make a margarita that is. And so he did. And I'm sure it was wonderful. But the point being, Jimmy Buffett and Gene Simmons have that in common from Kiss. They'll slap their name on anything and market it because it's all about them Benjamins.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think I have the, I don't know, ethics or moral integrity to not slap my name on something if I was super popular. But those guys probably have lavish lifestyles, so you need money for that. So, I mean, I guess I can't blame people for throwing their name on things.
At a certain point, when you're a hungry artist and you're coming up, it's all about the musical integrity and blah, 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 blah. You start getting a little bit older and you can't tour like you used to. Well, you got to maintain that revenue stream somehow.
Yeah, but at what line do you draw? Like, do you draw it right? Like Jimmy Buffett socks. Like what is that line? I'm like, all right, Jimmy Buffett, margaritas, okay, all right, all that kind of stuff. Like I understand, but like at some point, I'm going like, if he has a Jimmy Buffett fez, like what is it? Like what is it?
I could see Jimmy Buffett sandals.
Oh yeah.
Even he talks about his hush puppies. So you're wearing some hush puppies, some Hawaiian shirts. I could see all that. But seriously, like you said, a fez, a bowler. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I guess you have to kind of say, hey, it's just merchandise anyways, right?
It's merchandising.
Does it matter? And it's like, well, I mean, I guess
merchandising.
Not.
It's merchandising.
Guess not.
Jimmy, there is a Jimmy Buffett's margarita mix.
I've never had it.
I have not either. I drink a margarita now and then, but someone else always makes it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make one at home. If I do tequila, I'm just going to do a shot.
That's what the bar does. Yeah.
Yeah. But having said that, I have no doubt in my military academic mind, Mr. Gable, that it tastes like shit. Just saying.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's maybe too mainstream to the point where you're like, you understand that this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
But you buy it just to say, hey, yeah, I had one.
Yeah. I tried it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
The novelty of it.
Yeah.
It's like Kiss has a Kiss casket you can buy. Now,
Kiss had merchandise everywhere. They had comics, action figures. They had, of course, their albums and T-shirts. But I don't even know what else they had.
Kiss printed a comic book in their own blood.
Yeah, they each put a vial of their blood into the red ink at Marvel. They had 7-Eleven cups, collectibles. They had a pinball machine. They've had streets named after them. In the 70s, they owned the world.
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons was no dummy. He was like, I'm cashing in on this. And so he did, But my thoughts were, I'm not going to get buried in a Kiss casket. What are you, crazy?
What if it falls apart? I mean, that's like the worst time for something to break.
What if the quality's not there?
Yeah. Like, I understand you're like worm food anyways, but still,
Yeah. When you open the lid, it plays rock and roll all night and party every day. I think that's a little too much expectation.
But when's it going to open again?
A little bit,
yeah, exactly. What was that, Steven?
Having the casket play rock and roll all night and party all day. That's a little bit excessive.
That's that. I think you're setting some false expectations for yourself at that point. You're dead. You're not going to rock and roll and party every
You're
day.
not going to hear it.
You're dead.
You got to think about the future, gentlemen. What if the zombie apocalypse happened and all these people rise up from their graves? It's going to be a fucking rocking good day. Good night.
And party, yeah, every day.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, Path of the Pale Rider is Laurie Calcaterra's book. And that is one of the funniest takes on zombies I've seen. It's, if you don't know, the death process is just somehow broken. So, like, you die, but you just keep moving around as you decay, slowly losing your cognition. You don't turn into a shambling, I'm going to eat your brain, So, in that world, they have like retirement homes for the dead, where they have tennis courts and pickleball. But the death process is broken. Nothing dies. So you can't even go hunting and kill something and eat it because it's not dead. Now, I have not yet explored this with Laurie, and I intend to ask her. I mean, I shoot a cow and he's hollering about it the whole time. He's not happy with me, but I'm still going to cut me a steak. Well, at what point is the steak still alive even after I cook it?
Yeah.
I need to know these things, Gabe.
That's something to think about.
These things get in my head. They're little brain worms that get in there.
Questions that need answers.
They demand answers.
Yeah.
They demand answers. So, Gabe, what have you been up to, man? I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
I mean, I've been around. I mean, I selectively choose what streams I go on. Actually, mostly it's a timing thing. But yeah. I mean, everybody's campaigning. Everybody's doing their thing, and I've been shit posting in chats, as I always do. I don't have too much to do. But I mean, working. It's all boring stuff, Doc. It's all boring.
It's just life.
It's just how it is.
Life is boring. Remember when you were a kid, you couldn't wait to be grown?
I know, like today it's Halloween. I'm like, Halloween used to be my favorite holiday growing up.
Right.
And it's like, well, what are you doing today? Well, right now I'm working. Well, I guess quote unquote not working right now, if you know what I mean. And then I take the kid around trick or treating. I mean, that's basically what we're doing, and that's it. But it's different when I was a kid, where it's like it's almost like the atmosphere, like everything's different then.
Yes. There's and I'm at the point where even my grandkids are past trick or treating.
Yeah.
So just not going to do it. You will rock and roll all night. I will party every day together. We'll take over the world. Well, hello, Carol. The link is pinned. You should bring your adorable self out here and hang with us. Haven't talked to you in a while. And this is just an impromptu stream. I just felt like I started out with just seriously asking prayer requests for some friends that are really going through some hard stuff right now. But, it brought me down. So you guys always bring me up. So I thought I would just do a little impromptu stream and hang out for a little while. Talk about Halloween. Yeah, it's been rough on some friends, and I shared this already. My wife has polycythemia, which is a very rare blood cancer, and it's not killing her right now. You're no fun today. Well, then come on in and we'll cheer you up. But she did. It finally crossed a point where she had to start the home chemo, the pill. And it really beat her up pretty bad. And of course, when that happens, what am I going to do? Sit and draw comics when she's suffering? No, I'm taking care of her.
As you should.
I'm not streaming as much. I'm still working on the book. Don't misunderstand me, but I make sure she's asleep and all that. So I sit up through the wee hours and draw, which is a change for me because I'm an early riser, not a night owl. And the vampire hours that comic book people keep do not suit me.
I don't know how people do it, to be honest. Like I think some of these streams starting like 2 a.m. First off, I'm already asleep. And then like when I wake up, because I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, and I'm going, they're still going. It's like, oh, they've been streaming for 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'm like, and then they go for 10
I
hours.
know the answer for that.
Yeah, I was going to say Vic will do it, Rex will do it, some other people will do it. They will literally stream 12 hours. So they're streaming when I go to bed, and they're still at it when I get up.
I don't know, man. I don't think I don't know. Maybe I'm just never interested to do something for that long.
I can't.
I think I might know the secret to that.
Tell me the secret, Steven.
Red Bull.
You mean throwing that shit back over and over again?
My ass can't take the seat that long. I can't.
I run out of things to talk about. How do you guys do it?
Had any kind of those energy drinks, and after hearing the stories that there's people that have been drinking like 12 packs of them, and having heart attacks and
I'm not doing that. I already have a cardiac arrhythmia or dysrhythmia. I am not about to start slugging energy drinks. Coffee's as far as I go, and Dr. Pepper, because we all know God drinks coffee and Dr. Pepper, so it's okay. Cheers.
Yeah, this guy. I don't know, man. To me, it's crazy. Like I'm not against an energy drink, but like one is my limit. And I tend to be like, all right, if I'm gonna have coffee, because I don't drink coffee every day. I'm not one of those people. But I pick. I'm going. All right, is it today a coffee day? And rarely, but I will grab an energy drink. But like I'm at 10 to 12 hours, I'm going. There's not enough energy in that can.
That's exactly right. And like you said, I run out of things to talk about after a while. You know, you got to have a very healthy, lively chat, I guess, to keep that going.
Psycho panelists, that's
psycho panelists are always good. I'm looking for a particular message somebody sent me.
Why is this right here? Why is it hard to draw a face in this angle?
The up angle is always the hardest angle because of the extreme force shortening. So remember this, okay? You're not drawing a face. It's just a shape. That's all it is. It will come across to the viewer
as a face.
If you proportion it right and you shade it right. And you've got it. It's there. It's there. But yeah, that is the hardest angle to draw. Believe me, I know. And I've been doing art for 40 years, and sometimes I struggle with that one.
Yeah, I assume the human eye is used to seeing things face on, right? So, So as soon as you change that camera perspective, move it up, move it down, that's when you're going, okay, this doesn't quite. I don't know. It's right, but it's not right. And then you have to kind of use reference or do something that going, okay, because I'm not used to seeing things at this angle.
Yeah, it's going, in order to be right, it has to be wrong when you're looking at that kind of extreme angle on a face. Okay. You cannot draw the human face like a human face. They become shapes.
Yeah. An eyeball is a line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm done with the face now.
You are absolutely done. Is she blonde or brunette?
Huh?
She blonde or brunette?
I'm undecided.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's important because if she's brunette, you can throw that hair up and get,
block some of that face too. You could.
Yeah. It throws heavy shadows. When I originally started Pariah Blood and Mud, Elizabeth Payne was auburn haired, but I've been drawing her in black and white for so many panels. She has become raven haired in my mind. So, hello, Carol, darling.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, echo. Hi.
We're echoing.
That was me. I forgot to close the YouTube.
Oh, no worries. No worries. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah. Hi.
Your avatar looks original.
That was a joke. Usually I'm Yoko.
Yes. Don't do that. Bring the blue person back, please.
Here's my new one.
Okay, all right, I can live with that. That's kind of like a distant Cyndi Lauper thing. I saw the blue one and immediately was, "Are you blue? Am I too?" So what's going on in your world, Carol? I haven't seen you since you dropped your U joint.
Um, I had to get a new car.
Oh,
That wasn't cheap,
Yeah,
was it?
yeah. No, my mom and dad bought it for me because when the U joint went and everything exploded under the car, it cracked the transmission.
oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't just something simple. I destroyed my truck. But
Carol, you're like
no,
me. You can't have a simple problem. It has to cascade
no.
into a world-ending catastrophe.
Yeah, so I was without a car for about a month.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. And I
Here's
don't
the
have any friends up here, so I've got nobody to rely on for rides and stuff. I literally
oh
like hitchhiked.
oh that blows. Where you at, Carol?
I'm in the Poconos in
Okay,
Pennsylvania.
so far away from people you know. How did that happen?
M- My mom has a house up here, and we've been coming up here since I was a little kid. Like it was my
Okay,
grandparents' house,
okay.
so I'm familiar with the area.
Mhm. Just don't know a
And
lot of folks.
well, there's just not a lot of full time residents here. It's a lot of it's. I'm in a tourist spot, so
Ah,
everybody's a renter.
I
I get a
got you.
new neighbor every weekend,
But
mm.
variety is the
and
spice of life.
none of them ever speak any English. So like I can't. I'm not like trying to be like rude or anything. I can't like communicate with them because I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
Hey, hey. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Bless your heart. Yeah, listen, I lived my hometown. I don't know if you were familiar with Hilton Head Island, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a high end uh, pimp starter castles and condos,
Right.
uh, and it's very seasonal. Like in the summer, we call them Tourons. The Tourons show up and
Yeah.
they clog up the streets and they
Mhm.
hog all the restaurants and all the beach space. So we can't wait for them to leave so we can just go back to peace and quiet. Having said that, I've been away for so long that now I'm a Turon when I go down there,
Oh no.
and I feel very self conscious about it. It's
We
like
call them
the
front
locals are
platers.
seeing my tag and they're going, "You're not one of us." What
Yeah,
was that,
we call
Carol?
them front platers because we
Yeah,
don't have the license plate on the front and back of our cars. We just have them on the back. So
yeah, same.
goddamn front platers.
Front plate and Turons. Yeah, like Hilton Head had roundabouts. We call them speed circles, or traffic circles, long before they caught on around the rest of the world. And well, I guess Europe had them. But anyway, you'd be behind some Turons, and you could just see the confusion radiating out of the car in front of you, trying to figure out what to do. And it's like there's only one way to go. Just go with the flow.
Well, we're in leafer season right now. Like people don't have trees where they live, so they got to come here and look at my trees. And then we'll have like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks of downtime, and then the skiers will come in.
Uh huh. It happens. It happens. Now the ones this one young lady epitomized it for me though, of a true proper purpose Turon. She was a very attractive young lady, early 20s. Every single morning, I would see her walk to the beach with a basket in her little bikini, and every day she would walk back at sunset. She was tanning all day, and her tan was amazing at the end of her week. She came white, she left Aborigine. That's all I'm saying. And that's all she did.
That's boring.
Oh, no, it is not. To spend a day at the beach, people watching, listening to the waves and the
Oh, well, I don't
gulls.
like people. I don't like the beach. I don't like the ocean.
Oh,
I love the
grew up
beach.
on lakes.
huh?
I'm a lake girl. I grew up on a lake.
Oh, my God. Well, Okay, fair enough. I grew up on the beach, so I guess that's like I said. Jimmy Buffett stole my life, the bastard. Um, and then he did it wrong.
Oh,
We were just talking about him doing it wrong. He blew it. But anyway, yeah, the Low Country of South Carolina. If you've never been, it's worth a visit.
Oh, I've
Hil-
been there. I love that area.
yeah, Savannah, Hilton Head,
Savannah.
uh, Beaufort, South Carolina, Port Royal, St. Helena's. You can go to Frogmore and see the Gula culture. I mean, it's just amazing down there. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah, Pops lives in a community where it's just all lakes. Um, and I don't know, Gabe, what part of the world are you in?
East Coast, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina. You're not. Are you on the coast?
I'm roughly an hour and a half away.
Okay, so you're not Grand Banks.
No,
North Carolina's kind of cool. It's like South Carolina light.
that's fair. That's fair criticism. I won't even make fun of you for saying that.
Actually, I like North Carolina. But I was going to say that brought a memory. There's a channel on YouTube called Periscope Films, and they just show old documentaries. It doesn't matter what it's about. It could be, here's the Soviet arsenal in 1950s. The next one is, let's visit Yellowstone. As long as they're old documentaries.
Yeah.
Well, they did one on the state of South Carolina, or they didn't do it. They posted it. My man literally was narrating, and he said, and just south of Charleston is the town of Beaufort, but it's not pronounced Beaufort here. It's pronounced Beaufort. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's Beaufort, you fucktard. And then he went down to Hilton Head Island. He just said Hilton Island. It is not Hilton Island. It is Hilton Island. It has never changed. It has always been Hilton Head Island. What, they couldn't say head back in the day?
That's a dirty word.
Right? Pardon me. There's a hamster in my lungs.
I hate it when that happens.
I do too.
Lemmy winks, Lemmy winks.
But he was talking about a very notable and famous artist from the area who was a very rich business owner who started a very successful business. He didn't say which business, this narrator, but he sold it all to retire to Hilton Island and paint. And he was a good painter. And he said the guy's name. I don't remember it right now, but I'd never heard of him, and I lived there, all my life. So apparently that guy was dead and gone and unknown by the time I was cognizant.
That they have fame.
Yeah, that fame was fleeting, baby. Not me. I'm going to be one of those artists who take off after they're dead. Just saying. I'd rather take off while I'm alive, but
You don't want to be a Monet, famous by your sticker type?
I got a review one time, and this is me humble bragging. I got a review one time that from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that called me the Monet of the South.
Oh,
I was so honored by that. I was like, because Monet is my absolute spirit animal and hero.
I love Monet.
so who'd you pay off for that? I mean, that's kind of.
I was Monet, by the way, was also canceled.
Oh,
He may be the first instance of it ever happening. He and Degas were not buddies, even though Degas was in the Impressionists and was a pastel painter, not a painter. Degas took over the Impressionist movement and printed Monet's obituary in the newspaper while he was still alive. He stole the movement from him. And it was Monet's. He started it.
I would say, is that canceling or is that just flat out like murdering somebody almost?
It's extreme canceling, but it was.
Yeah.
And of course, I guess they made up because later in life, after Monet was dead, Monet had achieved great fame, and they wanted to the salon, no, the Louvre wanted to hang Monet's work in the Louvre, and he said no, unless you buy my friend Monet's Olympia, which was a painting that got him in a world of trouble, and everybody hated it. but they wanted Monet's work so bad that they did it, but they had to get it from a private owner. So Renoir and Degas and Monet went in together and bought it, and then were able to give it to the Louvre. So I guess they made up at some point. But
Interesting.
here's a cautionary tale. You ready for this? Degas died a miserable, lonely old man.
Oh.
Monet lived a long, rich, healthy, wonderful life until he died of a happy lung cancer.
A happy lung cancer.
Just like all of us great artists will do.
Trying to parallel his life there, Doc, I see.
I'm working hard at it, man, but he was just that man was filthy rich by the time he was 50. I'm way past that. I'm not there yet.
You're still young. You still got time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time.
There's just no time, Jim. Okay, Carol, you have to change your avatar like right the fuck now.
What's wrong with Russell? What?
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons. Not Russell.
I can't have that looking at me.
Just stare into his eyes. Just let it happen.
It's entire. Let it happen.
Embrace.
Let it happen. Shh. Let it happen. No, you get that off there right now. That's much better. Fork you. So, Carol, what has you down today? You said you were no fun today. What's got you down?
It's kind of stupid because I really shouldn't be upset over it.
Okay.
I got served my divorce papers.
Usually that's a happy time, though, right? Or was it not a willing divorce?
Oh no! I want this divorce. Like, he can go fuck off. I don't give a shit.
Right. But then you get the
I
papers.
tried really hard to keep.
But then when you get the papers, it's like there's this
I
finality
really
to it.
together.
It's ending a chapter of your life. It's so final and heavy. I'm going to bring out a buddy of mine, the co-host on my Doc's Coffee Shop on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m., Mr. Tanner Hurley. What's up, Tanner?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
It's good to see you, bud.
Good to see you.
This is the happiest guy I know right here. He makes me happy just by showing up and smiling. All the ladies love him.
All the men want to be like him.
That's it, baby.
I wish.
How are things down in God's country down there, Tanner?
Oh, they're good. Just prepping for some trick or treating tonight.
Yeah. We were just talking about that.
I want to go trick or treating.
Yeah, you should go
Do
trick or treating.
I would, but in my community, you have to sign up at the main office to be put on the list of people giving out candy. It's retarded.
That's crazy.
And then you got to put it in.
Go put on your goggles.
And you gotta,
Put on your goggles. Put on a blue wig.
Huh? Well, last year I was on a cruise ship for Halloween.
Oh,
so I played.
wow.
I was trying to play the ultimate game of pirates. I tried to overthrow the cruise ship. I did not.
Did you succeed? No. Oh.
No, I tried. I tried really hard, but they've got a lot of security on those boats. You wouldn't believe it.
This ship is my ship now.
Look at me. This is my boat.
Did you? My boat. We can all go straight to hell. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like that attitude, Carol. That's the right approach. The amount of money they're charging me, I own this motherfucker. Get out of the way. I'm going to the front of the buffet. Just saying.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Trick or treating on a cruise boat.
Oh wow!
It was
everybody
fun.
dropping liquor miniatures.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of adult trick or treating. There's a lot of floors on those boats.
Yeah, look, man, Gabe and I were talking about this earlier. I'm not even a drinker. But, like, if I got a wide variety of those little miniatures, you better believe I'm going to try every one of them.
Right?
You got to have the experience. You know, it's a taste thing. It's not a drinking thing. It's like, what is the difference between a musky rum and a smooth rum? I don't know. I just had Bacardi, Jamaica Bay.
What's the difference between a wine tasting and just getting drunk? I don't know. I do both.
Yeah, it's just, they're both good hobbies, is all we're saying.
Limits are made to be tested, gentlemen. That's all I'm saying.
I disavow this comment. I disavow it. I spent years as an addiction counselor. If any of my guys are watching, I don't even know these people. They just popped on my stream.
I'm a terrible enabler.
Huh?
Are you being held against your will? Blink twice for yes.
And this
We're
is,
killing
this
them.
is why I was being
Look, wait. If he keeps going. Oh, all right, good. Now you're muted, Doc.
Oh, you muted yourself.
How did I do that?
Now you're back.
Wow. That was an amazing buzz. I coughed myself to near unconsciousness.
That's always fun.
That again.
Yeah, I came in just in time. Things are getting exciting.
And for the record, it's not the smoker's hack. I found out that when I had COVID at Christmas of last year, I have extensive scarring in the bottom of my lungs. So now I have to deal with a lower PO2 sat level, which of course makes smoking that much more fun.
That's why I like being on Doc's channel. He always keeps it light.
Yeah, you could just die at any moment, and and the stream would go on. Tanner would just take over.
Tanner pick up the ball and run with it.
It's my co-host. She's good at it, man. As soon as I drop it, he picks it up. What the hell was I saying before I almost passed out?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't either.
We were talking about the experience, the taste.
We were
taste the things.
Yes, and then somebody killed me with a comment. Somebody tried to off me. Oh, it was as if I was being held against my will. and the reason I started laughing is because, well, actually, I am being held against my will. I retired from counseling and was happy doing my paintings, making good money, selling fine art. Then the world ended. And now the world has ended. I mean, it's like, I can't get out of the house now.
The amount of discretionary income is lower now.
Yes. I discovered that all it takes is 2 presidents of a certain political leaning to completely wipe out your savings.
You had savings?
Hey, for a minute there.
There was a time.
Just work all your life.
The key word there.
Yeah, you just work all your life. Oh, girl, please! Like right now, I'm saving aluminum cans just so I can get a gallon of gas. I had to finance a box of Little Debbie's. Huh?
I'm going to siphon the gas out of the truck that's broken in the driveway. Remember, I just put the gas station to put gas in the car before it exploded.
Yeah.
There's $20 worth of gas sitting in that thing, just doing nothing. I'm going to suck it out with a straw.
Liquid gold.
I did a video. Let me see if I can I'll upload it real quick. But the difference between rich people and poor people. Let's see. But
all right, Doc, I have to get back to work. I appreciate you having me on.
We'll
do this again sometime.
Always a pleasure, buddy. Have a great day.
All right, thanks all.
Bye.
But I'll add to that. Rich people think nothing about filling up a gas tank. Poor people don't do it because it's not a good investment. That car can die before you run out of that gas.
I think I was more pissed that I just dropped $20 than the whole truck exploding.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, look, rich people, we'll go to the rich part of town and you see people jogging. Why? Because they're rich and they're happy and they want to live longer and enjoy it. Poor people, if you see them running, either somebody's chasing them or they're late for something. Rich people walk for their health. Poor people walk because they got somewhere to be.
true.
Rich people check their financial portfolios. Poor people play the lottery.
Yeah, that's something I go to.
Time to invest in my 401k.
That's it, baby. Give me another
lottery.
Give me that scratch. God, when Powerball got up to almost $1 billion last year, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Not only did I buy tickets, I was already shopping for my new house.
Right.
Lord, I know that thou favorest me, thy child.
You're a good man.
But no, somebody in like fucking Missouri got it. Like people in Missouri even know what to do with money. You know, what are they gonna do? Buy another goat?
Missouri.
Sorry if you're in Missouri. I didn't mean to offend you. Sorry about that.
I meant to offend you, Missouri. Screw you, hippies.
Pop said when he went to North Carolina, when he went to Savannah, he was in North Carolina for about 20 minutes because Chris was flying.
That sounds about right, actually.
Depending on which way you go, that can happen. Like it used to blow my mind when I was a kid. You're driving up through Georgia, and you could cross into North Carolina without touching South Carolina. I'm like, how does that even happen? You know,
what's like going up north? Oh my gosh, what did I hit? I hit West Virginia like twice or something, or Virginia twice. Yeah. Because of the way the road winds.
Yeah, Highway 170. Obviously.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed Jasper County, Beaufort County, Jasper County, Beaufort County? Because the lines go through the islands like that, And I'm like, damn, are that many Jasper counties and Beaufort counties, or is it all one? I'm so confused right now. Mike, how are you doing?
All right. How about yourself? Saw you were on, so I thought pop in and say hi.
I'm glad you did.
I just sent you something a few minutes ago on your Facebook.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Doc.
Yes, I'm Doc. Not to be confused with the other old guy.
Yeah.
I will certainly check that out. We are going to start wrapping up, though. Pops is going to be going live here in just a little bit. I'm going to be jumping on over there for a few minutes. And then I've got to go back here and make some lunch and prep dinner tonight.
I'm going to stop inking this food.
Yeah, as I said, I just
saw you good, man.
I'd pop in for a few minutes and do whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad you popped in, bud. It's good to see you.
Yeah. I've been covering a lot of niche news lately, and of course, been doing the historical comic retrospect on Friday night. So
there you go.
Hopefully, even if you haven't been able to catch them live, hopefully at least you've been checking them out here and there.
I try to catch live whenever I can. One more time before I go, ladies and gentlemen, let me play this here. Carol, did you see my new trailer?
Yes, I did.
You're going to see it again.
Okay.
Coming soon, only to Indiegogo.
I'm definitely backing that.
Hey Doc, I something that's crossed my mind. I wanted to ask about here. I know you're a Christian.
Yes.
I know I know you're a man of faith and a Christian, all that.
I
am. Within the Christian circles, do you get any flack for having basically written and drawn a comic where the witch
About witchcraft?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh, they haven't given any grief about that?
No, and when the book comes out, I'll put it this way: when the book comes out, I won't, because there are so many twists at the end of this book, you'll never see it coming.
I was just thinking because witchcraft is considered pagan and considered like anti-Christian. I figured
thou shalt not
people
suffer
at your
a
church
witch
or
to
whatever
live,
would have
brother.
probably had fits about it or something like that.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Stone her. Listen. I happen to belong to a Southern Baptist church, and we acknowledge that we are all sinful creatures. The Apostle Paul said, "That which I would do, I do not; and that which I would not do, I do. Chiefest of sinners am I." And yet we don't doubt the man's in heaven. We are forgiven, not perfect. So that's the way I roll.
It was just something that happened to cross my mind.
Cross mine too, brother.
Yeah.
The first time my grandfather, the Southern Baptist preacher, fire and brimstone, caught me smoking a cigarette, I thought the apocalypse had happened. Just going to tell you right now, that was not a pleasant day. But on that note, guys, I got to wrap it up.
All right.
Finally, go by.
Well, thanks for having me, even if it was for all but the brief time. And I hope you'll check out the little thing.
Sure.
You'll check out the little message I sent you on Facebook.
You're always welcome to pop in, Mike. Good to see you. Tanner, my brother.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Stephen B., my little brother. Good to see you. Carol, my sister. Always a joy to have you. Chat, you guys rock my world. So we're going to end this thing right now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.